What did you do last weekend?
Wait, why does that simple question feel so scary in English?
You know your weekend.
You lived it.
But when someone asks, your brain suddenly says, sorry, no English today.
And then you answer with the most painful sentence in the world,
Nothing.
even if you did many things,
Even if your weekend was fun.
even if it was a complete disaster.
So today, we will fix that
Yes, today we will help you talk about your weekend in English,
in easy English,
in real English.
in beginner-friendly English.
And maybe by the end of this episode, you will never fear that question again.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome back to Easy Talk English.
I'm Sarah,
And I'm Syme.
and today we're talking about weekends.
The happiest part of the week.
Usually.
Unless you spend the whole weekend cleaning your room,
That can happen.
or visiting family and eating too much,
That can also happen.
or saying, I will relax this weekend, and then doing 10 chores.
Very real.
Too real.
So today, we will show you how to talk about your weekend, how to describe your favorite weekend activity, and how to sound more natural in English.
We will use simple words,
Easy sentences,
real stories,
funny moments,
and some very honest weekend problems.
because weekends are supposed to be relaxing.
But life does not always agree.
Here's the interesting part.
What?
Weekend English is some of the most useful English in daily life.
That is true.
People ask about weekends all the time.
Friends ask,
Coworkers ask,
classmates ask,
teachers ask.
even strangers sometimes ask.
And when you can answer clearly, you feel more confident.
Much more confident.
So let's start with the biggest problem.
Why is it hard to talk about the weekend in English?
Because many learners think the answer must be long
Or exciting?
or perfect.
Like last weekend I climbed a mountain, learned a new skill, and discovered myself.
That sounds intense.
Very intense. My weekend usually includes toast and confusion.
And that is okay.
So okay.
Your weekend does not need to be amazing to be good practice.
Say that again.
Your weekend does not need to be amazing to be good practice.
That is important.
If you stayed home, that is fine.
If you slept a lot, that is fine.
If you watched movies, that is fine.
If you washed your clothes and forgot to relax, that is also fine.
Everything can become English practice.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
One learner once told me, my weekend is boring, so I cannot talk about it in English.
Oh, no.
So I asked him, what did you do?
And?
He said, I woke up late, made tea, cleaned my room, talked to my cousin, watched football, and slept.
That is not boring.
Exactly.
That is a full answer.
A very usable answer.
Sometimes learners have the story.
But they do not know they already have the story.
Exactly.
So, first lesson, your normal weekend is enough.
More than enough.
Now, let's make it simple.
Good idea.
What is the easiest way to talk about the weekend?
Time order.
Ah, yes.
Start at the beginning.
Then go step by step.
Saturday morning.
Saturday afternoon,
Saturday night.
Sunday morning.
Sunday afternoon.
This makes your speaking clear.
And your listener can follow easily.
For example, you can say, on Saturday morning, I woke up late.
Then I made breakfast.
In the afternoon, I met my friend.
At night, I watched a movie.
On Sunday, I stayed home and rested.
That already sounds natural.
Yes, easy and natural.
But wait.
What?
What if someone did almost nothing?
Then say that. Really?
Yes, honesty is easier than acting.
Good point.
You can say, I had a quiet weekend.
Nice.
I stayed home most of the time.
Good.
I slept a lot and watched videos.
Very real.
I didn't do much, but I enjoyed it.
That is such a useful sentence.
Yes, because not every weekend is exciting.
Some weekends are for rest.
And rest is also life.
I like that.
Now let's talk about useful weekend verbs.
Ah, yes, the action words.
These verbs are very helpful. Wake up, sleep, rest, clean, cook, visit, meet, watch, go, stay, eat, shop, walk, play, read, call, travel.
Those verbs can build many weekend stories.
So many.
For example, I visited my grandparents.
I cleaned my room.
I went shopping.
I watched a series.
I cooked dinner.
I read a book.
I called my friend.
Very simple.
Very useful.
Here's a question for everyone listening.
Good one.
What is one thing you usually do on the weekend?
Comment one verb below.
Yes, just one verb.
For example, sleep, cook, watch, clean, walk.
Small comments are great practice.
And if you agree that simple English is powerful, like this video.
Yes, like this video if you want more easy English conversations for beginners.
Now, Sarah, I think we should talk about favorite weekend activities.
Yes, that is the heart of this episode.
Because the title says, my favorite weekend activity.
Exactly.
So, what is your favorite weekend activity?
I love going for a long walk in the evening.
That sounds very peaceful.
It is. I like walking slowly, listening to music, and watching people.
Watching people?
Not in a creepy way.
Good, important detail.
I just like the feeling of the city or the neighborhood.
That makes sense.
Sometimes I walk alone, sometimes I walk with a friend.
What do you like about it?
It helps me relax, it clears my mind, and after a busy week, it makes me feel calm.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
My favorite weekend activity is very different.
I can guess.
Food.
I knew it.
I love trying new food on the weekend.
That is fun.
Yes, sometimes I go to a small cafe, sometimes I try street food, sometimes I order something I have never eaten before.
Are you adventurous with food?
I try to be.
Try to be sounds suspicious.
Okay, fine. Once I ordered something very spicy because I wanted to look brave.
Oh no.
Big mistake.
What happened?
I took one bite and smiled like everything was okay.
Was it okay?
No, my soul left my body.
That bad?
That bad.
Did you cry?
Not with sadness, with fire.
That is still a great weekend story.
Exactly. See? Even pain can become English practice.
That should not be the main lesson, but yes.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
A favorite activity is easy to talk about because you know your feelings.
That is true.
You do not just say what you do,
You say why you like it.
and that makes your English more interesting.
Yes. For example, I can say, my favorite weekend activity is walking in the evening because it helps me relax.
Nice.
I like the fresh air.
Good.
I like quiet time.
Very natural.
It makes me feel better.
That sounds real.
What about your food adventures?
I can say, my favorite weekend activity is trying new food because I enjoy new tastes.
Good.
It makes my weekend more exciting.
Nice.
I also like going to cafes with friends.
Very good.
See? Not too hard.
Not hard at all.
But wait,
What now?
some learners say actions, but they forget feelings.
Ah, yes. Very important.
They say, I went to the park,
Okay.
but they do not say how they felt.
And that makes the answer a little flat.
Exactly.
So, add feeling words.
Happy,
Relaxed.
excited,
Tired.
comfortable,
Peaceful.
bored.
Hopefully not bored on the weekend.
Sometimes I am bored for 10 minutes. Then I eat something.
That is your solution to everything.
It works surprisingly often.
So instead of only saying I stayed home, you can say I stayed home and felt very relaxed.
Nice.
Or I stayed home because I was tired.
Good.
Or I stayed home but I still had a nice time.
Very useful sentence.
Yes, feelings make the weekend story human.
Human English is better than robot English.
Always.
Now, let's do a little weekend conversation practice.
Good idea.
Ask me, how was your weekend?
Okay, how was your weekend?
It was good.
Stop.
What?
That answer is legal but weak.
Fair.
Let's make it better.
Okay, how?
Add one detail.
It was good. I stayed home and rested.
Much better.
Add another detail?
Yes.
It was good. I stayed home, rested, and watched a movie.
Very nice.
Add a feeling?
Exactly.
It was good. I stayed home, watched a movie, and felt really relaxed.
Perfect.
So that is the trick.
Yes. Simple answer, then details, then feeling.
That makes speaking easier.
And fuller.
Here's the interesting part.
What?
You do not need long answers. You need complete answers.
Very true.
Complete, not complicated.
That is such an important lesson.
Okay, now I want to hear one of your real weekend stories.
One real story?
Yes, a little story.
Okay. Last month, I planned a perfect Sunday.
Dangerous beginning.
I know. I wanted to wake up early, clean my room, buy flowers, read a book, and cook a nice lunch.
That sounds very organized.
Too organized.
What happened?
I woke up late.
Of course.
Then I stayed in bed for another hour.
Excellent start.
Then I made coffee and dropped the cup.
Oh no.
Yes, coffee on the floor.
Painful.
Then I cleaned the floor, felt tired, and sat down for 5 minutes.
Famous last words.
Yes, I opened my phone, watched random videos, and suddenly it was afternoon.
So the perfect Sunday disappeared.
Completely.
And then?
At first, I felt bad.
That's normal.
But then I made simple pasta, opened the window, and sat quietly.
That sounds nice.
And I realized something.
What?
A weekend does not need to be perfect to be good.
Wow.
That it just needs to give you a little peace.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Also, I'm sorry about your coffee.
I survived.
Strong.
Now your turn.
Okay. One weekend, I told myself, this Saturday, I will be healthy.
Oh, this should be good.
I planned to wake up early, go for a run, drink water, and eat healthy food.
Very impressive.
At 8 a.m., I woke up and thought, health can wait.
Honest.
Then I slept again.
Also honest.
I woke up later, made pancakes, added too much chocolate, and watched football for 3 hours.
So, not a healthy start.
Not even a little.
And then?
Then my friend called and said, do you want to go for a walk?
Good friend.
Yes, I said yes. We walked for an hour, talked a lot, and bought juice.
That sounds better.
Yes, so my day started lazy, but ended well.
That is a great line for beginners.
Which line?
My day started lazy but ended well.
Oh, that is good.
Very good for storytelling.
So maybe weekends can be mixed.
Exactly.
A little lazy,
A little fun,
a little messy,
a little peaceful.
just like life.
Now let's help beginners talk about future weekends too.
Good idea.
Because sometimes people ask, what are you doing this weekend?
Another very common question.
Yes, and the answer can be easy.
For example, I'm going to stay home this weekend.
I'm going to visit my aunt.
I'm planning to watch a movie.
I want to relax.
I might go to the park.
I'm meeting my friend on Saturday.
Very useful future weekend English.
Here's a question.
Go ahead.
What are you doing this weekend?
Me?
Yes.
I think I'm going to visit my cousin on Saturday. Then on Sunday, I want to stay home, eat good food, and rest.
That sounds balanced.
Thank you. I am trying to become a balanced person.
Slowly.
Very slowly.
If you are listening, comment your weekend plan below.
Yes, one short sentence is enough.
For example, I'm going to relax at home.
Or I'm meeting my friend.
Or I'm going shopping.
Keep it simple.
Keep it real.
Now let's talk about a few easy phrases for weekend conversations.
Good. These phrases really help.
You can say, I had a quiet weekend.
I had a busy weekend.
I didn't do much.
I spent time with my family.
I went out with friends.
I stayed home most of the weekend.
I caught up on sleep.
Very useful.
I love that phrase.
Me too.
It means you slept more because you were tired during the week.
Exactly.
Another useful phrase is, I took it easy.
Yes, very natural.
That means you relaxed and did not do too much.
Another one is, I had a great time.
Very common and friendly.
And I just chilled at home.
That one is more casual.
Yes, very casual.
But wait,
What?
beginners sometimes try to remember too many phrases at once.
That is true.
Then they forget all of them.
So choose just 2 or 3.
Repeat them.
Use them in your own life.
For example, I had a quiet weekend.
I spent time with my family.
I took it easy.
3 phrases, very useful.
That is enough to start.
More than enough.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
The secret to speaking is not collecting many phrases.
It is using a few phrases many times.
Exactly.
Repetition builds confidence.
Confidence builds fluency.
Slowly, yes.
Now, I want to challenge you.
Me?
Yes, describe your favorite weekend activity in 4 simple sentences.
Okay. My favorite weekend activity is going for a long walk. I usually do it in the evening. It helps me relax after a busy week. I feel calm and happy when I walk.
That is excellent.
Thank you.
My turn. My favorite weekend activity is trying new food. I like going to small cafes or food stalls. It makes my weekend more exciting. I enjoy sharing food with friends.
Very nice.
See? 4 sentences.
Simple.
Clear,
Beginner friendly.
but strong.
Very strong.
Here's the interesting part.
What?
Many learners think fluency means speaking very fast.
But it does not.
No, fluency means speaking clearly and smoothly.
Yes, with the simple ideas.
So if you can say 4 honest sentences about your weekend, that's real progress.
Definitely.
Now, I think we're close to the most important part.
Yes, the real message of this episode.
If you feel nervous when people ask about your weekend, remember this.
Your answer does not need to be exciting.
It does not need to be perfect.
It does not need difficult grammar.
It just needs to be true.
True and clear.
Because language is not about performing.
It is about connecting.
A weekend story can be small.
I stayed home and rested.
I visited my family.
I went to the market.
I watched a movie.
These are simple sentences.
But simple sentences can open real conversations.
Yes, and that is powerful.
Also, your favorite weekend activity tells people something about you.
That is true.
It shows your personality.
What you enjoy.
What gives you peace?
What makes you happy.
So, when you talk about your weekend, you are not just practicing English.
You are sharing your life.
That is a beautiful thing.
Very beautiful.
And here's the life lesson.
Say it.
Small moments matter.
Yes.
A quiet walk matters.
A slow breakfast matters.
A funny meal with a friend matters.
Rest matters.
Peace matters.
And learning to talk about those small moments in English matters too.
Because when you can speak about your real life,
English becomes part of your life,
not just a school subject,
not just a test.
a real voice,
A real tool.
a real connection.
So do not wait for a perfect weekend to practice.
Use the weekend you already have.
Use your real story.
Even if your story includes sleeping too much and losing one sock,
That is still a story.
a strong story.
Before we finish, let's do a quick recap.
Good idea.
To talk about your weekend, start with time order.
Saturday, Sunday, morning, afternoon, night.
Use easy verbs like go, stay, watch, eat, visit, rest, clean, and walk.
Use feelings like happy, tired, relaxed, excited, or peaceful.
Use simple phrases like I had a quiet weekend, I didn't do much, or I took it easy.
And when you talk about your favorite weekend activity, say what it is,
When you do it,
why you like it.
and how it makes you feel.
4 simple steps.
Very easy.
Very useful.
And now, one final question for everyone listening.
What is your favorite weekend activity?
Write it in the comments in simple English.
For example, my favorite weekend activity is watching movies.
Or, my favorite weekend activity is walking in the park.
Or my favorite weekend activity is sleeping late.
Very honest.
Very beautiful.
We would love to read your answers.
And if this episode helped you, like this video.
Keep practicing.
Keep speaking.
Keep it simple.
Keep it real.
Your English grows when you talk about your real life.
And your real life is already full of stories,
Even small stories.
especially small stories.
Thank you for spending this weekend conversation time with us.
We are proud of you for learning step by step.
One day, when someone asks, "What did you do last weekend?"
You will smile.
and answer easily.
See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.